Keith Moon. Keith Moon never practiced a lick. He never trained his left foot to lead while he jumped off his throne and fell into a whirlwind of fills in and out of time like a spider on speed. No, Moon the Loon conducted the Who-like Jackson Pollock splattering through a self-destructive existential crisis. As a result, he gave the Who their high-flying, uncontrolled style. To contain his exploding palate, Moon's kit would mutate into a warlike apparatus that expanded the arsenal of the rock drummer. The big kit setup of metal and prog was popularized by Keith Moon in the 60s and 70s. His work on I Need You and I Can't Explain cannot be replicated by human hands, so in a way, Moon was like a cosmic apparition. He came and went dead at just 32, so if you missed it, you missed the kit's most beautiful natural disaster. Charlie Watts. While it's been said that his bandmate Keith Richards cannot be killed by conventional weapons, Charlie Watts is simply immortal. A self-taught jazz fanatic with an insane work ethic, he makes 50 years of anchoring the world's most prolific rock band look like he just rolled out of bed that way. For someone with the skills to unleash an insane fury of beats, it's Watts' groove-tinged restraint that makes his stick work so phenomenal, while the energy of Paint It Black or the complexities of Dandelion show off his genius. The tight perfection he displays on Some Girls elevates him to the pantheon. It's hard to say that he alone invented rock and roll drumming, but it's quite easy to say that without him, Jagger and Richards would be just two pub-trampled Kentish blokes and not the Rolling Frickin' Stones. Neil Peart. In his 40-year run with Canadian prog rock legends Rush, Neil Peart has taken the virtuosic excess of rock and roll to amazingly absurd extremes. His intricate flourishes and complex time signatures match his lyrics about philosophy, mythology, fantasy, and fame. His oversized drum set has compelled an untold number of gearheads to blow their savings on extraneous cymbals and toms. His extravagant 8-minute-plus concert solos, in which his kit has been known to literally rotate mid-beat, are as delightful as a Six Flags thrill ride. Peart and his bandmates have gotten a lot of guff from critics over the years, but among multiple generations of musicians and fans, the 62-year-old drum maestro remains a deeply inspiring figure, always rocking as hard as he can in his trademark kufi cap. John Bonham. Most can agree that Stairway to Heaven has been played to death, but what about John Bonham's mammoth groove on When the Levee Breaks? It's been 43 years since it dropped on Led Zeppelin's landmark 4th album, and 28 since the Beastie Boys lifted it for Rhythm and Stillin', but the beat still bangs like a mofo, and that helps explain why, after all these years, amidst the rise of DJs in electronic music and the waning of guitar-driven rock and roll, Bonzo is still the best. Nobody handles rhythm like he did. Nobody else has brought quite the balance of muscle, groove, and showmanship. In the time before his death in 1980, Bonham sounded as hearty as a lumberjack, but he also had soul, and for all the mind-bending timpani runs and hiccuping single-foot bass drum triplets he could pull off on those never-ending Moby Dick solos, it's his most compact beats that make him the ultimate drum god. Stairway runs for 8 minutes. The Levee Break lasts less than 8 seconds, and yet it holds strong, able to be looped for time immortal. Buddy Rich. No drummer from the jazz world has had more influence on rock percussion than Bernard Buddy Rich. His arrival in the late 30s was without precedent, a flashy, aggressive, self-taught Jewish kid from Manhattan, taking extended solos that showcased his dazzling speed and intricate stick work at a time when most drummers were content to be timekeepers. Over the years, he recorded and performed with everyone from Frank Sinatra to Louis Armstrong, but he was best known for leading his own high-energy bands. After his death in 1987, everyone from Neil Peart to Max Roach paid tribute to the man who probably did more than anyone to unlock the drum kit's full potential as an endless source of both polyrhythms and showmanship.